Gamers and gentlefolk, hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be your host, The Sound, and we are looking back at Week 6. We've got a few series queued up here, and first and foremost, we'll be taking a look at Division E. This is a matchup between 30 Seconds to Mosh and Crimson Cyber Squad, one of the two, I believe, CCS teams represented in Season 19. Little bit of background on these teams before we get into our best of three. 30 Seconds to Mosh have been with the same roster core since about Season 14. It's a pretty long-standing roster, I believe, forming all the way back in Season 11. And they've had plenty of people swap in and out, but the core of the team has remained consistent. On the other side of the battleground, CCS are newly formed this season and have relatively new players. I think the most matches I saw on any person's profile was 45 games, which is nothing to scoff at. That's plenty of league games, but certainly kind of pales in comparison to 30 Seconds to Mosh. So we'll see if the long tenure of 30 Seconds to Mosh, the veterancy, is what makes the difference here in this series. Alright. Let's take a look at our battleground selections here to see where we're headed for game number 1. We had map bans onto Battlefield of Eternity and Brax's Holdout for 30 Seconds to Mosh. They don't like the letter B or battlegrounds that start with it. And on the other side, Crimson Cyber Squad got rid of Infernal Shrines and Sky Temple. So we are headed to Dragonshire for game number 1 in this series. And it looks like our teams did a good job setting up the lobby in the correct manner so that the home team is on the left and the away team is on the right, which is easy to forget to do if you don't have a caster reminding you, so kudos to both of them, but it means we can get right into game number 1. So enough of my yapping, let's get to it. We can introduce our teams. Here on the left in blue, we've got 30 Seconds to Mosh. Born to Shine on Anduin, the captain playing Orphea, Raka on Leoric, Hunter X on Deathwing, and Farfanugan playing Johanna. To the right in red, we've got Crimson Cyber Squad. Tonelay on Muradin, Gorum on Vala, X-Turks on Chromie, Code Monkey on Brightwing, and Omster on Rexar. We've got a little bit of broadcaster on broadcaster violence here for game 1, with Raka taking on Omster. Level 1 talents, we've got Created the Hunter for Gorum, Engulfing Nightmare? Growing Nightmare for the captain. Misha is going to be the first to fall here, but it means that on the bot side, Crimson Cyber Squad get through an entire tower before 30 Seconds to Mosh make the rotation. Code Monkey slowed up, has to use the cleanse, but they'll escape. Tonelay happy to take that damage given their level 1 talent Third Wind, so they'll be back up and running in no time. We've got Born to Shine coming to collect the rest of that mid lane soak. We don't have any other questing talents. Deathwing, of course, playing in the bot side of the battleground, has opted for Molten Blood, so healing when they are at 30 armor or more. Just increases their passive regen. Farfanugan taking care of that mid lane for the second wave, and both teams diligent on their siege camp grabs. So excellent macro awareness here in Division E. X-Turks scouted by Farfanugan. We've also got Time Walker's Pursuit for X-Turks on the Chromie. they will be able to reveal spots on the battleground every 30 seconds or so. 20 seconds? 25 seconds. Right down the middle. Oh, the captain taking a lot of damage there. Orphea's got plenty of regen to spare, however. And of course, in the top half of the battleground, Ohmster is going to command that point well, with Misha being able to clear the lane and stand on point simultaneously is kind of Rexar's unique perk. He's a little more gankable than a lot of offlaners, but it's still a tough job to wrest control. Of course, I will say 30 Seconds to Mosh with Farfanugan popping up to mid has been doing a much better job collecting the experience on the battleground, all the way about a half level up. And that's in spite of the early tower grab from Crimson Cyber Squad. And Raka on the top side has wrested the control from Ohmster, at least temporarily. Ohmster completely out of mana now. We'll see how the Bone King fares against Misha and Rexar both. We might get a takedown here. Raka's, I think, gonna fall. Ohmster gonna get the takedown on Leoric. No! Oh, I was obsessed with it. Farfanugan in mid gets the Dragon Knight, and Raka escapes with a sliver of HP. So everything going in favor of 30 Seconds to Mosh here in the early game. They've gotten through a lot of this bot fort wall. They've got the Dragon Knight a little bit ahead on experience as well, thanks primarily to that minion experience differential. And of course the Misha takedowns haven't hurt. Level 4, we've got Piercing Light for Born to shine. Conlay falling very low here. It'll draw the phase shift from Code Monkey. It's an early level 7 for Countdown to Mosh. Desperate Prayer for Anduin, a pretty traditional. And no one's really dealing with Farfanugan in mid. They're going to get through mid fort. Gorham unable to push the Dragon Knight off by themselves. So a huge lead after the first objective phase for CCS. I'm sorry, for 30 Seconds to Mosh. CCS on the back foot here. Hunter X uses the fly. I don't remember what Deathwing's fly is called. Cataclysm. That took a while. So about a third of the bot fort, the entire mid fort gone. The captain's starting to stack up the Mind Devourer at level 7. Gorham scaling up on this Creed of the Hunter Vala build with Death Dealer at 4 and Hot Pursuit at 7. Vala is going to be running around even faster than usual. And the experience lead seems to be growing in favor of 30 Seconds to Mosh. Their minion experience ahead of CCS, as well as their mercenary and structure experience. Farfanugan may be taking off more than they can chew here. They still have the Iron Skin, so they'll get out to safety. They have that cooldown up much more frequently than they would otherwise, thanks to their level 4 Hold Your Ground, increasing the shield value and decreasing the cooldown. X-Turks has unlocked their heroic already, opting for Slowing Sands. And 30 Seconds to Mosh are going to pick their heroics up now. It's Bellowing Roar, Crushing Jaws, Light Bomb, naturally, Entomb, and Farfanugan likely to opt for Blessed Shield, but it's not guaranteed by any stretch. Gaka gets the takedown on Misha once again. So, shrines are available for contests. CCS unlock heroics of their own. the rest of them, I should say. Oh, Code Monkey eats the stun from Hunter X. Oh my gosh, what a massive crushing jaws. The Polymorph may save him. Code Monkey in full retreat. X-Turks goes down, as does Code Monkey. The captain continuing to chase with the fort aggro. What a great bellowing roar. Tonelay is not going to make it out alive. Gorham, the sole survivor for CCS there. An absolutely massive crushing jaws from the captain, followed up by the light bomb from Born to Shine. Farfanugan trying to buy space for Raka to clean up this bruiser camp here in bot lane. Misha is not going to be deterred. Ohmster running his bear pal around the point as much as possible while the Crusader hits him with the mace. Ohmster's doing a great job. It's going to buy enough time for Tonelay and friends to get down to this bottom point. So no quick cap on the DK for 30 seconds to Mosh. CCS trailing by about a level towards the level 13 talent tier. They find Hunter X in the rotation here. Deathwing relatively safe with their permanently unstoppable status. Ohmster back on the point in top, so that is double altar control for CCS. I believe this is the first time. Tonelay over the top finds Born to Shine. Born is in a lot of trouble here. What a body block from Tonelay. Easy takedown. X-Turks, however, now under threat. They'll pop the stasis. The captain kites out with another dash. Code Monkey keeps the whole team alive. The captain completely crushed by those slowing sands. X-Turks really getting a lot of outplays there with the timeout to save their life and the slowing sands to secure those 2 takedowns for Crimson Cyber Squad. Tonelay's going to try and... Oh! Ohmster gets the takedown on Raka. Tonelay will continue to be stalled by Farfanugan here. I don't know what they hope to achieve by themselves. I'll be honest. And Hunter X is up onto bot point, so CCS not committing enough pressure to the mid lane to secure that Dragon Knight. The captain, however, falling very low, as has Farfanugan. Misha's back up on point. Raka has committed the Entomb onto Ohmster there. Level 13 means that Raka's got a lot more kill pressure with auto attack build online. Farfanugan and Tonelay trading aggressively there. The captain looks for another crushing jaws, does not connect. Code Monkey will get taken down, but X-Turks I don't think is going to make it out alive here. They've got no support, no sustain, and so that is a takedown. Another 2 in favor of 30 seconds to Mosh. 5-3, the takedown count now. The captain and Born to Shine got scouted here. Oh, Tonelay. Oh my gosh, I thought they interrupted the jump. They were very, very diligent in holding onto that cooldown. Really well played by the Murden. That is a tricky situation to find oneself in. So, being disciplined enough to hold on to your escape. So Raka, with the auto attack build, definitely can put a lot more pressure onto Ohmster here and trade more favorably with Misha. Of course, Ohmster also gets a fair bit of trading power at level 13 with Aspect of the Hawk. Little baby Zul'jin is online. 30 seconds to Mosh, still a pretty substantial experience lead. One more auto attack from Misha will do it. Raka manages to escape with sub 100 HP. While the duel is raging in the top side, Hunter X falls low here in bot. Gorham, however, is the one left behind, so auto attack Vala takes another death. They are losing their attack speed every time they head back to the Hall of Storms, which is to say respawn. You know, if they back in Hearth, that's fine. So a catapult and a bruiser camp for 30 seconds to Mosh. I'm sure they would love to put additional pressure here on this keep. Raka once again trying to get Misha off this point. Looking for the body blocks as well. I think Ohmster might get the takedown. Yeah. Oh, it's a double takedown! A true fight to the death up in top lane. These players are out for blood. A little bit more kiting from Ohmster might have saved them there, but it also could have cost them a few of those critical auto attacks that would have prevented them from getting the reciprocal takedown. Born to Shine caught alone here. Tonelay into the crushing jaws. Born to Shine getting chased down by Gorham. They'll escape with sub 50 HP, down to 17 at one point. Have to commit the desperate prayer. There's the falling sword from Farfanugan onto Code Monkey and Gorham. Crimson Cyber Squad in full retreat. Tonelay on the point, trading with Hunter X. Oh, they touched the lava pool, so their regen won't come online. Born to Shine gets that last auto attack required for the takedown. 8-4 in takedowns in favor of 30 seconds to Mosh. Ohmster in mid trying to get a few stalls there. There isn't a lot of lockdown on the side of 30 seconds to Mosh, with Farfanugan opting for Hold Your Ground at 4 and Falling Sword at 10. So Ohmster makes it out without any serious trouble. Hunter X getting chased by Gorham and Code Monkey down here in bot lane. And once Gorham gets connected with this DK, it's going to be a lot of damage thanks to their level 16 Manticore. Up to 89 auto attacks landed on heroes. Just 11 from their next quest reward. And look at all that damage from X-Churks and Gorham. Tonelay trying to get the rest of 30 seconds to Mosh off their mid-keep. They'll succeed, but the 2-level lead definitely still a big advantage for Mosh. Once again, it's thanks largely to their hero takedown experience lead, but their passive XP gain is also really climbing. Both of the fort takedowns assisting in that capacity. That, of course, accounts for their structure experience lead as well. Or I should say the towers. But what a great entomb. Perfect timing on the feign death, however, means Ohmster could escape. Oh, it was a close call. Ohmster really playing that ice block well. The captain left behind. It's a late pull from Born to Shine. The cleanse won't save their Orphea. Heroics flying on all sides. Tonelay has to jump out there. Draws the phase shift from Code Monkey. Both teams able to go pretty hard front to back with their percentage damage at this point. Of course, 30 seconds to Mosh did have the upper hand in that engagement thanks to their storm talents here. We've got Censure for Born to Shine. Anduin's Chastise Root is now a stun. We've also got Engulfing Oblivion, so armor reduction and cooldown reduction for Crushing Jaws for Orphea. Silence Entomb for Raka, Buried Alive. What is this, Arrival of a God? Arrival of a God. I don't actually know anything about Deathwing talents. What does Arrival of a God do? Gains the benefit of all of their level 7 talents. And landing damage is increased. Very cool. And of course, Heaven's Fury for Farfanugan. Really the power spike that you are playing for when selecting Falling Sword at level 10. With Holy Heaven's Fury, Falling Sword now does damage and heals depending on if you're an ally or an enemy. Tonlei committed their lead. It's not going to cost them. Crimson Cyber Squad were able to steal away the Bruiser camp despite being down their Storm Talents. They've almost made it, closing the gap there. Raka making a play for the top shrine, while the rest of Crimson Cyber Squad clean up bot lane. They've got their Storm Talents now. No one from 30 Seconds to Mosh is in range. We'll see if Raka commits the... Alright, there's going to be a whole team fight. I can't watch the 1v1. The 1v1 is the only thing I'm interested in, but I have to watch the 1v1. Raka's dying. Ohmster winning this 1v1. Oh, they popped the boars, but it looks like they popped it the wrong way, so Raka's going to keep living. And on bot side, no takedowns either. This auto attack Leoric really chasing down the Rexar here. Level 7 quest completion for the captain. Whew. These two truly fighting to the death. Every last point of HP getting utilized. Of course, this does benefit Raka on the top side there. Leoric has a lot more regen than Rexar. Rexar can only heal Misha, and so every point of damage the main body takes. And with the Entomb back up, oh, Ohmster could be in trouble here. Does Raka pop the heroic? Opts not to. I think it's a takedown, if so, but it's hard to say. All right, Farfanugan in range in mid for the Dragon Knight. Both altars channeled in favor of 30 Seconds to Mosh. I like seeing the captain and Born to Shine push out that bot lane. Tonlei scouted with Time Walker's Pursuit. Nope, Time Walker's Pursuit is the friendly ability. Oh, Raka on the flank. Tonlei able to pop the Avatar. Code Monkey blinks away, but it's the Heaven's Fury to take them down. Tonlei escapes, but Brightwing is not as lucky. X-Turks and Gorham both able to kite out. So the 5v4 in favor of 30 Seconds to Mosh nets them a Brightwing takedown. The captain heads immediately down to the bottom shrine to get that channeled once again in blue team's favor. Ohmster in range for one quick stall. They pop the boars. That's kill command at level 20, so there's a brief root. But Ohmster has committed a little too far for the takedown, and they will fall. On the top side, however, Crimson Cyber Squad was able to turn that over in their favor once again. Gorham and Tonlei. Tonlei jumps in onto Born to Shine. Hunter X, do they have the Cataclysm to escape? The Murden getting some really solid body blocks here. In the end, Deathwing wiggles to safety, and the Dragon Knight is channeled for Mosh. It's been a tough defense to crack from Crimson Cyber Squad, but 30 Seconds to Mosh have been able to chip away at it time over time. They'll get through this mid-keep. Tonlei onto Born to Shine here, but they're alone and deep. They get kicked away by Captain. Oh, what an Entomb! Catching two. Gorham goes down. Code Monkey able to blink to safety. Tonlei leaps back in. Do they have the Avatar available? It is off cooldown. Captain peeling down to the bot keep here. Tonlei just trying to keep all their pressure on the Anduin while the Dragon Knight works on the core. They gave up on bot keep. A big core stun lands onto Raka there. Still 15 seconds until the Entomb is back. We see the Bellowing Roar onto X-Turks. Misha falls once again. Ohmster gonna receive the phase shift here. The defense 3v2 is possible, but difficult. X-Turks getting a lot of damage from their level 20 Piercing Sands, or their Storm Talent Piercing Sands. It comes at level 18. Anyway, Farfanugan does not have the trait, so they're going to back up, spam pinging going down onto the top Bruiser camp. So Crimson Cyber Squad survive with 75% of their core HP remaining. Bot keep fell, mid keep fell, top fort fell. Crimson Cyber Squad are absolutely reeling from that last objective push, but they've staved off the final blow for now. And with Tonelay respawning on Muradin, they're able to clean up these lanes, deal with all of the pressure that 30 Seconds of Mosh are sending their way with these mercenary camps. Crimson Cyber Squad are in a tough position, to say the least. They definitely have the tools in their kit to win a important team fight, and with their bottom fort takedown earlier in the game, they do have a path towards victory. If they're able to get a flank onto Born to Shine or the Captain, I think it has to be onto the Anduin on Born. But if Tonelay is able to leap in, land the Stormbolt, and X-Turks follows up with their entire kit, add a Rain of Vengeance or two from the Vala, and that could be the takedown. Of course, the return damage that Mosh can put out, especially with the big AoE crowd control. They've got the Mosh Pit, the Light Bomb, not sorry, the Mosh Pit. They are called Mosh Pit. The Entomb, the Light Bomb, the Crushing Jaws, especially with Engulfing Oblivion at level 20. That minus 50 armor for 3 seconds. That's a big armor shred. Tonelay draws the Entomb and escapes. So that is an excellent cooldown trade for Crimson Cyber Squad. They got to get aggressive here while Entomb is missing. Of course, the core pressure they're facing in both mid and bot lane puts them on a really short timer. And 30 Seconds to Mosh happy to back up here and just give ground while they wait for the rest of their cooldowns to come back. They'll play a little Ring Around the Rosie. Tonelay channeling the bot side with Johanna up in top. I like the play to push out another bot wave here. It's going to ease the pressure, extend that timer that we were alluding to earlier. Oh, a real cheeky look here in the siege corridor, but in the end, they escape. We can hear that Deathwing shouting, which means they are in the air, trying to get as much value out of their level 20 Arrival of a God as possible. Crimson Cyber Squad setting up for a wraparound here on the bot side, but they'll end up showing on the wave. Raka spooks in. Misha has scouted it out. Kill command used. Tonelay over the top. Oh my god, all the damage onto the Captain. X-Turks falling low. There's the Silence Entomb onto 2. It looks like that's going to be a quick takedown onto the Chromie. Code Monkey falling low as well, and that will do it. 2 takedowns. Gorm and Tonelay in full retreat, while Ohmster here on the bottom side. Looks like they'll all escape, but what an Entomb. Yeah, Raka getting a big 2-hero grab there. Neither were able to use their important defensive cooldowns, the timeout for Chromie or the blink for Brightwing. And I love that they're keeping aggressive here. Raka might fall for it. Raka will... Oh, what a great pull from Born. Getting the Leoric out of trouble. And, of course, Farfanugan channeled the objective once again in mid lane. I think the DK can just walk straight past these heroes, start wailing on core, and get the win. There's the kill command once again from Ohmster. And CCS are burning through this DK HP. Hunter X will fall. There's the light bomb onto the few. Another 2-hero entomb. Looks like they're going to survive it, but the core will not. So GG, well played. First game goes in favor of 30 seconds to Mosh. Really well played to both of our teams. A fun way to start this best of 3 series. We can take a look at our post-game stats here. Raka, top damage, thanks to all of the time he spent, that is, spent hitting the bear. On the other side, Rexar, also top damage, likely because she, meaning Misha, spent all that time hitting Leoric. Outside of the offlaners, it was Gorham on Vala and Hunter X on Deathwing who were able to rack up the damage. Farfanugan, I'll also mention, able to rack up a fair bit of hero damage themselves. Nothing too out of the ordinary. The takedowns really kind of tell the story of this series. Crimson Cyber Squad got a few good fights there, but time after time, 30 seconds to Mosh, were able to eke out a few more team fight wins. Taking a look at our builds, nothing too out of the ordinary. 210 auto attacks landed for Gorham, so that means 4 of the 5 possible quest rewards. Anything striking me as unusual? What's the 16 talent tier for Chromie? Fast forward. That helps explain those core defenses. X-Turks getting additional cooldown reduction as well as piercing on their Sandblast. So, a exciting game 1. A Leoric versus Rexar game. I, too, am a long-suffering offlaner, so I know how difficult it is to get Misha to leave. Let's head back to our battleground selection and see where we're headed for game 2. And we can update the scoreboard as well. First game taken by 30 seconds to Mosh. And it looks like we're headed to Tomb of the Spider Queen for game 2. Excellent. One of my favorite battlegrounds, truth told. I like how tight the rotations are. It requires being precise and controlling vision well, which I think are 2 of those aspects that separate the good from the great. Vision control is something that we don't think too much about in Heroes of the Storm because we can't buy wards as they do over in Dota and League, I guess. But vision is still very important, and so wave clear, which gives you vision in a sense. You know, your minions give you vision, so if you're able to clear the enemy's minions before they clear yours, you get more vision. Wave clear also really important for this battleground because of the objective. Not only does it help you pick up gems, which pays for the objective, it also helps you clear the web weavers and halt those crushing pushes. All right, yada yada. You've all played this before, but if you haven't, and you're new to organized Heroes of the Storm play, come check out NGS. I've got a link to their website below. It's an excellent organization, real fun league to participate in. Come check us out. Without any further ado, though, let's head over to Game 2, see if CCS can take us to a Game 3, if 30 Seconds to Mosh close it out in a 2-0. We can introduce our teams here once again. On the left, we've got 30 Seconds to Mosh, Born to Shine on Anduin, the Captain on Chromie, Raka on Leoric, Hunter X on Nazebo, and Farfanugan playing Varian. To the right in red, CCS, Crimson Cyber Squad, X-Turks on Tassadar, Gorum playing Tychus, Tonelay on Johanna, Code Monkey on Rhaegar, and Ohmster with the Sonya. I, just based on wave clear alone, strongly prefer CCS's draft. Joe, Rhaegar, Tassadar, all really useful. I mean, even Tychus brings a fair bit of wave clear. And we've got a fair bit of stacking talents here at level 1. Deep Breathing for Chromie, Static Shock for Tassadar, Laws of Hope for Tonelay on the Johanna, rather than that Zealous Glare E-build that is so commonly seen. And of course, 30 Seconds to Mosh are going to have to play it quite passively here before level 4. Farfanugan, not really a full hero yet. Still waiting for the rest of their abilities. And it means that CCS are in the lead here on rotations and getting every single globe. Tonelay all the way up to 5 globes on their level 1 thus far. And it's Pandemic for Nazebo at level 1. Oh, Farfanugan caught on a weird side. Raka gets a solo takedown on bot lane. Sad to have missed it. Raka definitely well known, to me at least, for their Leoric play. It's one of her most played heroes, so not too surprising to get the better of a duel. Born to Shine and the Captain are going to be able to grab this siege camp in bot lane while Raka turns in 12 gems. So I believe that means at least 9 were denied with the Ohmster takedown. Got a heavy rotation down to the bot lane. Raka will escape without any trouble. 5 heroes committed. Gives Hunter X the opportunity to push out a top lane, maybe drop their gems with Farfanugan. Level 4s are online, of course. Piercing Light for Anduin once again. Big Voodoo for Nazebo. Paralyzing Rage for the Leoric. And, of course, the most important level 4 on the side of 30 Seconds to Mosh, the Taunt for Varian. The only heroic that unlocks at level 4. The only hero with heroics that unlock at level 4, I should say. Crimson Cyber Squad have evened up on the talent tier. X-Turks opting for Induction, so gaining movement speed and additional movement speed after the shock ray hits. Not so common to see it, but I like the level 4 choice from Gorum. The bigger they are is an excellent burst damage tool, and CCS do not suffer from any finishing power. Oh, big W hits there for the Captain on Chromie, completing their level 1 talent as well, which I believe just increases damage, and it reduces cooldowns. Man, that's a lot of damage onto Sonya. Ohmster's going to fall once again. 30 Seconds to Mosh have enough gems in their pockets to pay. We can see Farfanugan and Born to Shine getting that payment done on the top side. In bottom, however, Gorum connects with the minigun onto Raka, rather. On the top side, Farfanugan trying to chase CCS off. before the first objective spawns in their favor. It's 4 heroes committed to the top side for Mosh. Gorham will clean the mid lane a bit before joining the rest of the team here in top lane. There's the taunt onto X-Turks. They're going to eat one of the 3 Sand Blasts. Dragon's Breaths from Chromie. Gorham really far ahead, but understanding that Farfanugan has already used the taunt, they're feeling safe to step far into Mosh's face. Mid lane did not make as much progress as top. Once again, it's that wave clear on both sides that is so vital. Gorham caught here. There's the slowing sands. Code Monkey can't move at all. Tonelay getting another slow. Farfanugan may fall here. They've already committed. Oh, there's the last bite from Code Monkey. Excellent job on the Rhaegar, securing their first takedown. Level 7s on all sides. Of course, we saw the level 8 from the captain as well. Anything out of the ordinary? Nothing too out of the ordinary that strikes my mind. Ohmster will be able to get an additional push here in bot lane thanks to the siege camp grab. So both the captain and Raka thinking about committing to the bot side, which could give CCS the opportunity to get a lot of pushing done here on the top half of the battleground, committing all 4 heroes to mid lane, while 30 seconds to Mosh spread their efforts out a bit more. I'm sorry, it's a full 5. Ohmster eats the taunt. Hunter X, however, 20 gems. They're going to lose him. Will Born to Shine show up in time? Born picks up the gems. Economy's recovered. We've got heroics now in favor of CCS. Draken Laser Drill, Blessed Shield, Ancestral Healing, Leap, and Black Hole. 30 seconds to Mosh have equalized the heroics with Light Bomb, Entomb, Gargantuan. Interesting. I suppose there are plenty of interrupts on the side of CCS, so Ravenous Spirit wouldn't be as high value. No level 10 selected for Farfanugan yet, but it's not a heroic talent tier, or a heroic talent for them. Not the biggest deal. So CCS get a big first push, definitely a lot more than their counterparts did after their first objective phase, securing the fort in top lane, one of the more important lanes for pushing on the battleground, given the presence of Boss in that lane. The Boss adding additional pressure to that top keep. Ohmster will take care of the Bruiser camp here on the left, while the rest of CCS play a little goaltending on both top and bot side turn-ins. Raka spooks in, looking for Tonelay here. There's the taunt onto X-Turks. They're going to escape. Light Bomb connects. Raka finds the Entomb to cut off CCS from the rest of the squad, but they'll pay with their life. Ohmster falling low here, draws the Ancestral Healing. Farfanugan continues to run. Gorham's connected with the minigun. One more grenade will do it. And that's enough gems for a second turn in. Raka will have respawned for the defense, but I don't think Varian will be as lucky here. Looks like CCS are going to commit heavily to the bot lane. All 4 heroes pushing against this bottom fort. Gorham drops the Draken Laser Drill, and Tonelay continues to zone Raka off the fort. There's no damage behind this Leoric, so even if they were willing to rip the Entomb, it wouldn't have netted anything. Really disciplined use there of the heroic. The captain's going to slow things down a bit with Slowing Sands, try and dissuade CCS from pushing too far onto this fort. Level 13's just around the corner for CCS. And mid-fort down below half already. X-Turks and Gorham still connected with their auto attacks, and so all 3 forts missing on the side of 30 Seconds to Mosh. Level 13s are online for CCS. We've got Neo Steel Coating, Tidal Waves? Hey! No Escape for Sonya. Shadow Walk for X-Turks. Tonley still thinking about it. Up to 33 stacks now on their level 1 globe talent. Laws of Hope. 30 Seconds to Mosh have equalized their 13s. We've got Enchant Boots, Lion Speed on Born to Shine. That move speed is going to be very helpful for them as they hold 45 of 30 Seconds to Mosh's gems. Looks like they're going to be able to deposit them there, so that's going to be a huge weight off their shoulders. And that'll be enough for the objective phase. Other 13s, we've got Timeout, Ominous Wraith for Leoric, damage reduction. Bot lane in a really rough state for 30 Seconds to Mosh. They're not going to get any value out of their objective down there. We've also got Shield Breaking, what is that called? Shield Breaker? Shattering Throw. For Farfanugan. Farfanugan staying out of vision. CCS has not been scouted. Tonley found in the bush there. Raka the target. They're going to continue escaping. Ohmster here on the backside leaps onto 3, but they're completely isolated. Raka and Ohmster likely to trade out here. What a great ancestral healing from Code Monkey. Ohmster is going to survive thanks to the support play from Code Monkey there. And it's giving 30 Seconds to Mosh a lot to think about with regards to their engagement strategy. They've still got 4 heroes pushing in the top side. X-Turks definitely in trouble. Ohmster going to continue to chase, tries to get the dismount onto the captain. But once again, with Hold Your Ground at 4 and Blessed Shield on cooldown, CCS don't really have any stopping power. Up to 51 stacks on the level 1 quest Pandemic for Nazebo. They've also completed 140 stacks for their baseline Vile Infection. They need to hit that magical number 175 to get the level 20 unlocked. Voodoo Ritual is the baseline quest. Vile Infection is the level 20 talent. Farfanugan finds X-Turks. There's the Entomb. Yeah, no chance for that. Tonley throws the Blessed Shield, but it's much too late. Hunter X tries to catch some with the slow from Gargantuan. That takedown buying enough space for a micro turn-in. 30 Seconds to Mosh ahead towards the next objective phase in that regard. But trailing on their level 16s, Crimson Cyber Squad has a little bit more percent damage at their disposal now. So it's going to be even harder for Raka on the Leoric to stand in the front line with Titan Grenade, Thermal Lance, and Giant Slammer all contributing percent damage on different talents. And Crimson Cyber Squad have also unlocked a little bit more CC. Code Monkey's level 16 Earthbind Totem, I believe? Earth Grasp Totem. Turning that slow into essentially a root with an 80% slow. Hunter X wiggles to the other side of the forest wall. Farfanugan will get pulled out. There's the stun onto Born to Shine. They run in with the Light Bomb. Raka's getting damage reduction on everyone. Ohmster leaps in on the backside. This fight is happening on multiple fronts. Born to Shine falling low from the Dragon Laser Drill while Ohmster chases the captain. Tonley tries to peel for the Sonya, but they're gonna fall here. They might pay with their life as well. One more Unstoppable will get them out alive. And Hunter X finishes up their level 1 quest. So it's healing reduction, I believe. No, it's additional damage reduction. Okay. So damage reduction from Raka on the Leo and from Hunter X on the Nazebo. It's going to be a little bit harder for CCS to get the kills they want, but once again, they do have a lot of percent damage with their baseline kits and level 16 talents. So that damage cannot be reduced. Hunter X interrupted once more by Tonley. CCS have picked up enough gems here for the next turn in. Tonley pops the trait, but immediately loses their unstoppable thanks to that level 13 talent shattering throw from Farfanugan. And it looks like Code Monkey's going to get the turn-in required. 30 Seconds to Mosh did not like the trades that they had taken, and so give ground and opt to push their Bruiser camp out. Crimson Cyber Squad have a small experience lead here towards level 20 thanks to their Mercenary and Structure experience lead, as well as their passive experience, of course, having taken care of all of the outer structures for 30 Seconds to Mosh. Ohmster immediately onto the bot keep, not waiting for the minions or an objective. They'll take a lot of damage there, but Code Monkey will be able to heal them up pretty well with tidal waves. However, they're going to be a little too far forward for Code Monkey to give them the Ancestral on time. Raka gets a huge set of damage reduction there, finds the Entomb onto Johanna. Code Monkey commits the Purge to get them out of the slow. And so bot keep goes down, but due to that aggressive push from the Sonya there, CCS cannot get anything more out of that objective push. Their third channeled thus far. Ping goes out onto the boss. Farfanugan finds X-Turks. There's the taunt. The captain gets some of their damage onto them, but not enough. What a great zombie wall from Hunter X, sealing the deal, getting the takedown onto the Tassadar. It's going to give 30 Seconds to Mosh the opportunity to get a double objective push here in top lane, both the boss proc and the actual objective. So a big momentum shift in favor of 30 Seconds to Mosh, something that I think they're going to be happy to have at their backs. They've also closed the gap towards a little bit at least, towards level 20s. Would have loved to see 30 Seconds prep their waves a little bit better with their Spider Queen spawning all the way back at their keep wall. It gives CCS the opportunity to get a lot of DPS onto the boss before dealing with the objective, and the objective, importantly, loses HP the second it spawns. It starts losing a huge stun from Ohmster, but they jump right into the boss stun. Yeah, this stun is dead. All right. There's the... Oh my god, these toads from Hunter X! Level 20s on both sides. Yeah, the level 20 Nazebo damage is really punishing at this point. Tonley has to back up once again. 36 to Mosh might just turn this into a victory push here. They were on the back foot for much of the early game. They're going to choose to back up here rather than try and take out the core. Looks like they're happy instead to get a second keep. They've still got some important tools available to them. Raka could get the Entomb onto Tonley, or Gorham for that matter. Farfanugan dashes out to Born to Shine thanks to their level 10 talent Warbringer. And in the end, 30 Seconds to Mosh end up just securing one keep. Mid-keep survives. Core shielding saved CCS from taking any damage on that front. We can see Hunter X continuing to boost their HP and spell power with their level 16 Soul Harvest. That's in addition to the spell power boost that Farfanugan gets from their 16 Banner of Dalaran. And with their level 20 Glory to the Alliance, it's essentially permanent uptime on that spell power increase. So the Captain and Hunter X both hitting like absolute Mack trucks at this point in the game. Safe to say that they have scaled well. The Captain caught in the front here. Ohmster looking for a big leap, but the Silence Entomb from Raka catches Tonelay. Ohmster gets the leap. Gorham is going to try and trade here on the backside, but they're going to have to dash out after Ohmster falls. Raka looks for another slow. Code Monkey will avoid it thanks to Gorham's assistance. That boop from the grenade making the difference. Level 1 quarterback helping a lot in that regard. I don't have any idea if CCS can defend this push. They don't have either of their frontliners. They do have Ancestral Healing still. And Gorham still has a lot of percentage damage to deal with these large health pools on Farfanugan, Hunter X, and Raka. Wow, look at those Shock Ray hits. Raka spooking in. They've got the Entomb, and with the Ominous Wraith build, they're able to threaten a much larger range. Their threat range is far larger. We've got Gargantuan on core. Vile Infection Gargantuan nonetheless. Gorham falling low here. Farfanugan trying to take them out. It's going to be Raka who falls first. Core is coming down here. A lot of damage onto Crimson Cyber Squad as well. They're getting some return takedowns, however. And they've pushed all the catapults off their core. So those 2 takedowns onto the front line of 30 Seconds to Mosh will save the core. Bot keep as well. So another great hold from CCS. A big leap from Ohmster, definitely turning things around there. Tonelay doing well with the Blessed Shield to boot. And CCS are much closer to the next objective phase with 53 gems in their pockets. So if Gorham can drop these 31, that'll be a huge boon. Ohmster getting stalked up here in the top lane. They could try for the Entomb. They think better of it. So Ohmster's going to be able to scoot out of there without any serious trouble. At this late stage in the game, I'll say I do think 30 Seconds to Mosh have a little bit of an advantage on the vision component of the game as well. Every single engagement can be deadly, and so finding your opponents first can be the difference maker in these late game team fights, and 30 Seconds to Mosh have vision tools on a number of different heroes. They also got the rotation onto the boss here. I think Crimson Cyber Squad no, but they're willing to trade. The Light Bomb finds none. Raka falling low here. There's the taunt. Leap in from Ohmster. None caught in the Entomb. Raka falling low. Another set of auto attacks. Ohmster chasing down the Captain here. They pop the stasis, so they'll survive. Farfanugan very low. But there's the first takedown. They're looking for more. Raka and Hunter X are going to escape. Crimson Cyber Squad push Mosh off the boss and are now in a good position to take it away and get a objective phase of their own. This is a potential game-winning push here for the red team. If they're able to succeed, this would be a true turn of fortunes. The second in that, for that matter. After controlling much of the early game, 30 Seconds to Mosh have really upped the pressure, or I'm sorry, after Crimson Cyber Squad controlled much of the early game, 30 Seconds to Mosh put a lot of pressure. Wait a second! Hunter X going for the backdoor. Vial Infection Nazebo could do it. The damage over time, falling low. Ohmster gets the stun. Hunter X, can they get one? Yeah, the last auto attack will do it. And we can see Harrison Jones join the party. In the end, it is a win for 30 Seconds to Mosh. They were able to get the all-important backdoor. Vial Infection Nazebo, one of the best heroes for that tool, or for that strategy, I should say. We can take a look at our post-game builds and stats. So a new look out of Raka's Leoric, opting for the Ominous Wraith build, going for damage reduction. Born to Shine on the Anduin once again with some pretty clutch Leap of Faiths. Damage reduction for Tonelay as well, Shrinking Vacuum at 16, not the most common talent at the tier. Likely doing some experimenting with different Johanna talents since the last patch that happened most recently. You can use !patch in chat if you are unfamiliar with whatever the changes were. I certainly don't remember them. And so that'll do it. That'll be a 2-0 in favor of 30 Seconds to Mosh. Terrific in chat, mentioning that it was sad that seeing as the comeback was right around the corner. I agree, bud. And those late game leaps, those are making a big difference. And to quote Wayne Gretzky, who is not very good at math or statistics, you miss every shot you don't take. So, all right, so that'll do it for this series. Not good at math, but great at hockey. And Ohmster is from the Great White North. Excellent. Well, then I'm glad to mention his iceness. I don't know if there's an actual version of that for Gretzky. So that'll do it for this series. 2-0 in favor of 30 Seconds to Mosh. Game 2 really back and forth, of course. Game 1 a little bit more commanding in their favor. And let's take a quick look. Where are our teams in the standings for this season? 30 Seconds to Mosh currently sit in 3rd place. So they're doing pretty well. And it shows. Definitely comfortable on these battlegrounds, on some comfort heroes as well. Not a bad showing from them. That'll do it for this series. I'll be back shortly with another one, but so it looks nice on YouTube, I'll do a quick sign off. Thanks for everyone who tuned in. A big thanks to NGS for putting the league on. It couldn't broadcast games or play in them without the league's existence, so thanks to the entire volunteer staff. And also, last but not least, a huge shout out to all of the artists, programmers, and musicians whose work I feature here on the stream. It wouldn't look or sound anywhere near as good without their contributions. You can find links to all of their work below or coming up here in a credit roll. So please do check out their work. It's all open source or Creative Commons licensed stuff. So if you've heard or seen anything that you like, it could be in your next project as well. That'll do it for now. Stay tuned. If you're live here on Twitch, we'll have another series here shortly.